Hello students, welcome to our next class. In our previous classes, what we have discussed about the construction of control limits. So how many charts are completed till now? 3 charts we have completed. So the 3 charts comes under control charts for variables. Control chart for variable means wherever the quality characteristic is measurable, then only we will use control charts for variables. So under control charts for variables, we have discussed construction of 3 types of charts, that is mean chart, range chart and the sigma chart, S chart, that is standard deviation chart. Now we will see the problems for the construction of the control limits for different charts. So coming to the first problem, read the question. The first problem is construct mean chart. So mean chart is also known as X-bar chart and the range chart. Construct mean and range chart to the following data. The data is given based on the fuses taken every hour. So this data is related to the fuses, that is electrical fuses or bulbs, and we have to comment on the production process. That means we have to construct the control limits for mean chart and range chart and check whether the process is under statistically controlled or not. Comment on the production process means we have to interpret our results. So here we have to construct 2 charts. So always in control charts for variables, there will be a combination of mean and range chart, or there will be a combination of mean and S chart. So if both the charts are under control, then only the process is under control. First, suppose if mean chart is controlled and range chart is not under control, so the total production process will be not under control. So if you want total production process should be controlled, then both the charts, that is mean chart and range chart, or the combination of mean and S chart, both should satisfy the production process. Now coming to here, in the construction of control charts, first is we will be having the sample data. That means here how many samples we have? Total 12 samples, that is K equals to 12, and each sample consists of how many observations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sample size is N equals to 5. K is the number of samples, that is 12, and N is the number of values in each sample. So in each sample we have 5 values, so N value is 5. So first step is we need to construct the control limits. We have to find UCL, CL and LCL value. So for finding UCL, CL and LCL values, we will be having 2 cases, right? First case is when the standards are known. So are there any parameter values mentioned in this question? No. That's why we need to estimate the parameters. That's why we will use the second case. So first coming to we will start with construction of mean chart. Construction of mean chart. First we will construct the mean chart. So for mean chart, what is the second case when the standards are unknown? In that case also we will have 2 methods. First is by using R and the second bit is by using S. That is by using the sampling distribution of R and sampling distribution of S. Here anyhow we are finding the range. That's why we will use the first method, that is by using R. So for the second case, second method, what are the control limits? The 3 sigma control limits for mean chart. So what are the 3 sigma control limits for mean chart? By using the range, that is second case, first method. It is X double bar plus or minus A to R bar. So X double bar means the overall gram mean. So what is X double bar value? X double bar equals to 1 by K values, so 1 by n summation j equals to 1 to n xij. So this is the ith sample mean. So first we have to find the sample mean values. That means for each and every sample we will find the mean. Afterwards all the means together we will find the mean. That is called the grand mean or the overall mean, denoted as x double bar. So in this control limits we got x double bar. Next we want is r bar. So what is r bar? R bar equals to 1 by k summation I equals to 1 to k r I. What is ri? Ri is the range of ith sample. Ri is the range of ith sample. So what is the range? Range means it is the difference between the maximum and the minimum value. This formula for Ri is maximum of xij minus minimum of xij. So these are all the calculations we need to construct the control limits. So we want the range value and the sample means value. So for this columns we will add two more columns, that is mean and range. So first is sample mean. So sample mean, it is denoted with xi bar. So I am writing here xi bar. And the next column we need is range, that is ri. So these are the required columns we need for the calculations. First construct the required columns and find the sample mean and sample range. So sample mean. So what is mean? Sum of observations by number of observations. So what we will do for the first sample, that is first we will get x1 bar. x1 bar equals to whatever the 4 values you have added and divide by how many observations? 5 observations. So add all the values, 42 plus 65 plus 75 plus 78 plus 87 divided by total how many values you have? 5 values. So the mean value is 69.8. Next is range. How will you find the range value? The maximum of this values in the sample minus minimum value. If you observe here, the maximum value is 87. So first R1 equals to 87 minus what is the smallest value? 42. So range is nothing but 87 minus 42. That is first range is 45. So similarly, you will find the mean for all the observations and range also for all the observations. Now this is the required table. I have calculated all the sample means and the sample ranges. We want x double bar, right? That is the grand mean. So x double bar equals to 1 by k summation of xi bar. Whatever the sample means you got, for that all the sample means you have to find the mean. So first calculate the totals for the sample mean and sample range. So what is x double bar equals to 1 by k. K is nothing but the number of samples. How many samples we have? Total 12 samples. So 1 by 12 into what is the summation of sample means? 859. So 859 divided by 12, you will get the grand mean, that is 71.58. So this is the grand mean. Next calculate the R bar. That is by using the sample ranges, you have to find the mean for the sample ranges. So R bar equals to 1 by k, that is 1 by 12 into what is the summation of Ri? 716. So 716 divided by 12 is 59.66. So we got the x double bar value and the R bar value. So for A2 values, what are A2, A1, D2, D1 values? These are all the SQC values which are available for the different sample sizes. So depending on our sample size, we will be getting the values of this A2. So what is the sample size here? Our sample size is 4. So depending on that, we need to calculate this A2 value. If you observe here, in the first column we have the sample size. Our sample size is 5. So for 5, we need to calculate the A2 value. So here in the second column we have A2 value, that is 0.577. So 0.577 is the A2 value for sample size 5. Now what are the control limits for mean jump? X double bar plus A2 R bar. So first you will write the UCL of X bar. So UCL of X bar means in this plus or minus, if you consider plus, you will get X bar UCL, that is X double bar plus A2 into R bar. What is X double bar value? 71.58 plus A2 value, we got it from the table, that is 0.577 into what is R bar value? 59.67. So if you calculate this, you will get the UCL value as 106.2. So UCL of X bar equals to 106.2. What is the CL? CL of X bar equals to nothing but the X double bar value. So what is X double bar value? X double bar is 71.58. Next, coming to the LCL. LCL of X bar equals to X double bar minus A2 R bar. X double bar value is 71.58 minus 0.577 into 59.67. So if you calculate it, you will get LCL value as 36.99. So first is 2 steps we have completed. That is, first step is calculating the sample means and sample range. Next is setting of the control limits. After setting the control limits, we need to draw the control charts. Now we will go with drawing of control charts. So coming to the control charts for me, so how will construct the chart? On the x-axis you will write the sample number. That means how many samples you have, you will be representing on the x-axis. So there are total 12 samples. So I have written on the x-axis, I have taken the scale as 1 unit only. So all the 12 sample numbers should be represented on the x-axis. Next, coming to the y-axis. So here we are constructing the control charts for mean. So on the y-axis, you have to represent the sample mean values. So whatever the sample mean you have, that values you have to represent. So total there are 12 values, and see the largest value. So depending on this UCL, and here the largest value is 95, here the UCL value is 106. So you have on your x-axis, you have to get the values at least till 110. So that's I took up to 120. On the y-axis, I took the scale as 1 cm equals to 10 units. That is 10, 20, 30 up to 120. So after representing your axis, you draw the UCL, CL and LCL values. First UCL. What is the UCL value? 106.2. So 106 means it will be in between 100 and 110. In between you will find the 106. At that place you draw a dotted line. And here you have to write UCL equals to 106.2. Next is CL. CL is 71, that is near to 70. So draw a dark line of CL equals to 71.59. Next is LCL. LCL is 36.99, that is near to 30, that is in between 30 and 40. You will get 36. Draw a dotted line and write here LCL equals to 36.99. below LCL. If you observe here, two values, that is here above LCL, the 10th sample, corresponding to the 10th sample, the sample mean is above UCL, and one value, that is corresponding to 7th sample, one value is below LCL. Since two values are above UCL and below LCL, the process is not under control. Therefore, process is not under control. So here if you observe, for the mean chart, you got the interpretation as the process is not under control. And they have asked us to find the range chart also. Now we will see construction of the range chart. If you want, just take a screenshot of it. Take a screenshot. We will move on to the construction of R chart. Now coming to the range chart. What are the control limits for range chart? Range chart is, UCL is D4 R bar, CL is R bar. Next coming to the LCL, LCL is D3 R bar. We have discussed in the construction of R bar chart also, that is wherever you will have the sample size less than or equals to 6, that is if you have less than 7, then the D3 value will be 0. I will show you in a table. Once have a look at this table. See, if you observe here, n value is 5. So corresponding to n value, what is the D4 value? It is 2.115. And beside that you will have D3 value also. If you observe in this column, the first up to 6 values are 0. So always D3 value will be 0 if the sample size is up to 6. If the sample size is more than 7 or more than 6, then only you will get the D3 values. Now substitute D4 and D3 values. First UCL equals to D4, that is 2.115 into R bar value. We already got the R bar value, that is 59.67. To substitute those values, multiply these two values, you will get UCL value as 125.90. Next coming to CL. What is CL? CL equals to R bar. What is the R bar value? 59.67. Next LCL, that is D3 into R bar. So we know that D3 value is 0. So 0 into anything, LCL value is also 0. That means the LCL value is nothing but the x-axis. Now we will draw the control chart. So what is the UCL value we got? UCL of R equals to 125.90. CL equals to 59. CL is 59.6 and LCL equals to 0. Now draw the chart. What is how you draw the chart? In a similar way how you have drawn for the x-axis. Here the maximum value is 125. So we need to write the y-axis values up to 130. So on the x-axis we will be writing the sample number. 12 samples, so write down 12 numbers. So we will be writing 12 numbers, and on the y-axis I need to write up to 130. Adjusted the axis. What is the scale I took here? X-axis. On the x-axis, 1 centimeter equals to 1 unit. That is on the x-axis only you will get the LCL value. That is LCL equals to 0. Now you plot all the points on your xy plane. Now this is the chart for the range chart. So we have plotted UCL, CL and LCL values. Now for the first sample, if you observe what is the range value, it is 45. So the first value you will plot 45, and for the second value it is 48, you will plot 48. Similarly, for all the 12 samples, plot the range values. After that, you join all the plotted points. Then you will get the required chart. Now we will do the interpretation. So what is the interpretation? We have to check whether all the points are below UCL and above LCL. It is very clear from the graph that all the points are below UCL and above LCL. So therefore, range chart is under control. Range chart is under statistical control. So if we are observing in our last chart, that is in the mean chart, whatever the process we in that, to one value was above UCL and one value was below LCL. So that mean chart is not under control, but the range chart is controlled. So I said in the starting that always you have to check the combination of mean and range chart. Now mean chart is not under control, but the range chart is under control. So though one chart is under control, the another is not under control, the whole process is not under control. We cannot conclude based on only one chart. Always we have to check the two charts. Since mean chart is not under control, and the conclusion you have to write that since mean chart is not under control, since one chart is not under control, the total production process is not under statistical control. So this interpretation you have to write very carefully. So depending on the two charts only you have to give the interpretations. First separately you will be writing the interpretations for mean and range chart, and at the end you have to write the interpretation for combining both the charts. So this is the construction of mean and range chart.